Welcome back to Eliza Online, everybody. I promised you guys we were going to hit orange in the next session, so that's what we're going to do this time. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer than it should have. I just had one of those crazy weeks at work, you know. Not a lot of time to play video games. We're going to jump right into it with the first promotion match here for Usurper. I played against this Kazumi. You can see here he's using down forward 1-2, and you need to block the second hit and do a while standing punish the way I did there. That's actually probably the most important thing about playing against Kazumi online, so make sure you don't get hit by the second hit, and be aware that when you do block the second hit you are forced into full crouch, so your punish needs to be a while standing move of some sort. You can only launch it, I think, if you're playing Kazuya or one of those characters that have, you know, crazy fast while standing launch punishment. Dive kick 4 into the 1+2 throw, you know, classic setup for Eliza. There I check if he knows how to deal with that string. He eats the final hit, which a lot of people do, even on high ranks. The proper way to deal with the string is to sidewalk the third hit. You can also block it and while standing punish. It's a guaranteed dive kick 4 after the power crush. Very, very good. There I get caught by a counter at 4, which is a very important move for Kazumi. And there you can see again what I was talking about with the down forward 1-2 string. You guys probably don't remember because you didn't play Tekken 7 Vanilla before FR came out, but in the arcades when Kazumi was new, that string was actually even better. It had even better frame data, so it had to be nerfed. After a lot of good people, I think Ni actually complained about it, and then they nerfed it. You can see the great wall carry of Kazumi. He messes it up a little bit. I should have punished harder. Stature kick, another stature kick, counter hits. That's very launch punishable, so you gotta launch that if you get the chance. And now I'm just gonna try and set up a wall combo here for the finish. That wall combo for Kazumi, in my guide I was talking about how it's kind of hard to do, but I've gotten better at it now, and it's very satisfying. This was probably my favorite game of the session. You know I love Master Raven, and especially when it's a good player like this guy. We just ended up having a crazy game, and it was one of those times where you can tell that, you know, both me and my opponent were just playing with a big smile on our faces and having a good game. And online can be a really toxic environment, so every once in a while when you get a good, high quality, fun game like this with a lot of crazy moves, it's really, really nice. That's Eliza's one jab, by the way. I didn't notice until recently that she doesn't actually jab her opponent. When she does it, she actually stabs them with her finger, which I thought was really cool. It's the same thing for her down jab. Could have punished that harder, but it's something. Good combo, gets the full surf, throws the snowflake. You gotta sidestep that, and look how like beautifully he jumped over the. And look at this, what my opponent does here when I slide. That was so cool. That was so dope. I remember thinking if that was in slow-mo, it would have been like the coolest moment ever. But yeah, really, really nice, and perfect punish by my opponent as well. So very good stuff. He teleports out. And here I eat the unblockable. That unblockable only comes out when and I do my own unblockable just to yeah, because I got a little bit pissed maybe. But the unblockable only comes out of the backwards cartwheel, so it's when you see the cartwheel from Raven that you need to start sidewalking, because the unblockable might come out. Counter it, down 4, like easily one of the greatest moves for Eliza, just fast enough that it ends up being super useful. And because it is also available from full crouch, which is very rare, something that I think only exists for the 2D style characters in the game, you can actually use it for your full crouch mix-up as well. But there I get a nice combo into wall pressure for the third round, so great game. Next we're going to play this Law. I don't know about you guys, I don't have a lot of love for Law as a character. He's not one of my favorite characters to play against, and I don't think I've ever used him at all, because, like I said, I'm just not a fan, but I know he's a very beloved Tekken staple, and he's a rushdown character, so when you're playing a character who's very strong when it comes to keep out, like Eliza, and you're playing against a character who's very strong at close-up rushdown like Law, you can see I'm trying to create a lot of space a lot of the time here, because that's where I excel, and because the two playstyles of these characters are so dramatically different, I think it's actually important to keep in mind, because in terms of like a poke war up close, I can't keep up with Law with Eliza.
Round 3. Fight.
He gets catches the EX dive kick. It's a great round starter, but there are moves that can catch it. I'm glad he didn't get the wall combo there, because Law has really ridiculous damage for his wall combo. And there you can see me do the down 4 from full crouch. And the counter hit is enough to get me the launch right there. And I'm just trying to lay some pokes on him to get the final hit.
You win. Round 1.
Alright, yeah, we play this Jack next, and I wanted to show you because the first launch here, the launch that just happened, I almost always when I play a Jack online, start the first round with a duck. And the reason I do that is because Jack players online tend to do one of two things at the start of the round. They either do 4-2 and they look for a counter hit with that, which is a duckable high, or they do down back 1, which is Jack's abusable low poke. So because both of those options are beat by a quick duck at the beginning of the round, I tend to start with that, and as you can see right there, he did do the 4-2 and it allowed me to launch him and take that first round. So it's a recommendation from me in terms of strategy. Ducking at the start of the round, specifically against Jack, is a good idea. Not necessarily something that you should be doing, in a lot of different matchups, but first round against Jack, it tends to work out a lot. And there was a nice block by him, so he launches me with the while standing 1, and I lose the second round. I tried for EX dive kick, but he was faster. And you can tell a lot of Jack players, they customize with all of these accessories on the arms and the head. A lot of them do it because it's fun, but a lot of them do it because it actually hides and confuses the opponent in terms of the animations of Jack. But it's funny, you'll actually see that work against him in the round later here, the final round, because Eliza actually, with her small hitbox, can hide behind that tire on Jack's left arm, and so I'm able to poke him up close near the wall, and he's not able to see what I'm doing to him, which actually was really cool. It actually worked in my favor that he had over customized this character model. You'll see it right here when we go over to the wall, and see how I go in behind the tire and he can't see my jabs. See right here? He has no idea what I'm using, and I thought that was interesting. And I'm able to get the down 1+2 throw right there. I use it quite a bit online. It's very useful to have a command throw that isn't going to be broken by, a generic punch button. And next we're going to play this Geese. It's not a remarkable game or anything. The reason I decided to include it was that I played so many Geese in the yellow ranks this time around that it didn't make sense not to include at least one. But I don't know about you guys. I know a lot of people are excited about Geese and like him, but I personally don't like this character all that much at all. He's become very common online. He's up there with Brian and Dragonov in terms of what you see right now, and he has all of these things like these guaranteed throws on the ground and these long strings, like 5 hits that cancel into 5 more hits, where it kind of feels like you're watching a cutscene of him play the game a lot of the time, which is kind of boring. It breaks up the pace of the match. He makes the same sounds every time, and I sort of, this stuff right here. I'm not a huge fan, even though I know that a lot of people really like Geese right now, so, just my opinion, but I'm not a fan. With punish here, go to the wall, don't do a proper wall conversion. And there you can see the great range of the down 4. He didn't have time to backdash out because of the great range of that move. It's really just such an important move for Eliza. And that Moonglide 4 is guaranteed. Here does a nice parry, so I decided to check if he knows about back 1, 2, 4. And it turns out he's gonna eat that last hit. I had enough life left that I could gamble on that, but yeah, it's a dangerous string to use against good players because they can sidewalk it. In this case, he was right next to the wall in the direction he needed to sidewalk, so he couldn't have done that right there, which made the string a little bit better. And this is going to be the final game of the session, playing against this Dragunov. And I just remember what I was thinking during this entire match was that I'm so over Dragunov, if that makes sense. I just feel like he really is everywhere, and I feel like he plays the exact same way no matter who's using him. And I just feel like I have like a lot of Dragunov fatigue at this point, you know. Like if you love him, if you enjoy him online, you know, more power to you. But it's just like playing the same game over and over, and I think most people agree that, you know, he's still a little bit better than he has any right to be in this game, considering his simplicity. So it's like, even though you can predict what he's going to do next, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to beat him. So yeah, I'm a little bit unimpressed with Dragunov lately, but you can see I'm just waiting for the running 2 because I know it's coming, because it's Dragunov. A great option with Eliza against Dragunov is that you can actually armor through the running 2 with her Power Crush, and because you get guaranteed damage with the Moonglide 4 afterwards, I think I do it here. Yeah, you can see that it's a nice chunk of damage. You can actually trade pretty favorably with this running 2, which is great. Mess up the combo, and I think I'm going to put him in the corner here, and that's going to be it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really enjoyed this little session, this little grind and journey with Eliza. I hope you did as well. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.